Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, TCAD, or the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, kicked off in Tunisia, of course, with the attendance of many African leaders, including the Egyptian Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, on behalf of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. And we're delighted now to be joined over the telephone by Her Excellency, Ambassador Soad Shalaby, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. It's a very good afternoon to you, Madam Ambassador.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you very much for joining us, Madam Ambassador. And let's start by discussing a brief review of TCAD, or the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, which was launched by Japan in 1993, the first time round, and the role that it plays in fostering development in Africa and African countries.
This is a very important conference that is held regularly, once in Japan and the other time in one of the African countries, and lately it has been in Kenya, and it has been stopped because of COVID. Of course, it has been delayed. So now it is held in Tunisia, which is a country and the African Arab country, and it is usually a cooperation in partnership between Japan and the World Bank and the African Union.
Yes.
So this year it's going to be held in Tunisia, and Prime Minister Madbouli is going to be attending, representing President Sisi.
Yes, indeed. The Prime Minister is there, and he earlier gave his remarks and speech to the conference. And of course, in light of the recent challenges, the global challenges, not just in the African continent, we're speaking about coronavirus pandemic or the post-coronavirus era, as well as the situation with the Russian war in Ukraine and issues related to food security for the African continent, as well as stability in general with regards to sustainable development. How do you see these challenges facing the African continent, and how can such a conference with pledges from the different organizations attending assist in alleviating the challenges for African countries in these areas, ma'am?
It is very important to consolidate cooperation between Japan and the African countries, because TCAD is offering a lot of opportunity for investment, for trade, for partnership between countries in Africa, and also human security. It gives access to strengthening the health system and to advance pandemic in the to advance the fight against the pandemic. So many countries in Africa depend on the Japanese contribution to the technological and health partnership in fighting the pandemic. So in other sectors in the society, of course, also Japan is helping the small and medium enterprises, and the youth who are starting startups. So it sheds light on many of the economic factors that are needed by the African economies. So in its meeting this year, it will focus on the inclusive growth and the sustainable and resilient economy and the human security. It will also focus on reducing the economic inequalities that are facing most of the African economies, especially after the crisis, the energy crisis and the food security crisis.
Indeed, Madam Ambassador, and we actually now go live to another session from the TCAD 8, or the Tokyo International Conference on African Development. Now we take you live to a live session. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for that.